My name is Marlon Cruz. I am a senior at Parkdale High School and the current president of the Port Towns Youth Council. Soon, I will be taking the next steps into adulthood, but before graduating, I traveled around the Port Towns, talking with community leaders and my family to reflect on who I am today.
You know, I've been thinking about our immigration story because of my college applications, and I was just wondering about our story and your plan for the future of our family.
We're an immigrant family. We both came approximately about 29, 30 years ago. The future for the family was a perfect future, that we were going to have a better future. You guys growing up here was going to be better for you. I guess our choice of bringing the family here was good.
So I've had a lot of opportunities and great success in the Port Towns Youth Council, now being the president. What has been your experience?
Me ha gustado mucho el programa porque te ha ayudado en la forma de presentarte ante el público, cómo le hablas a los demás. Te han enseñado el trabajo, la facilidad de encontrar un mejor trabajo. Y también me gustan las reuniones que se han hecho porque asistimos los padres con los hijos.
After talking with my family, I traveled to Edmonston to meet with Mayor Tracy Gann.
The support that I get from End Time Harvest or the Wellness Ambassadors is fantastic. And the work that you guys did on our Hands Across the Bridge was just wonderful, it was just beautiful.
How did you come up with such a great idea to help the students and the parents?
We were hearing about all the shooting that was going on across our country, and it concerned me. And so the first place I went was to Reverend Gail to see if her ambassadors could assist me with that.
I was so happy to hear when that event was brought up, and then she asked me to speak at the first event back in 2018, and I was very happy because it was very real.
You come to our Christmas tree lighting,
yes,
right?
Every year.
Every year, and that's our day or our evening of appreciating anyone who has volunteered in the town. Everyone is singing or trying to sing. So I just want you to know, thank you so very, very much for being in it.
Thank you for always involving us in your great events.
Next, I headed over to the little town that can, Colmore Manor. There, I caught up with Mayor Cedero Barrow in one of the community gardens.
It's been a long time. The Youth Council really started like 24 years ago, and a lot came out of Colmore Manor right here. I don't know if you were around at the time, but the Youth Council did a community mapping where they walked around the whole community, looked at different things like stormwater management issues and where potential criminal activity might happen, and other safety precautions like crack streets and things like that, and put a really comprehensive guide together for us that we could potentially work on, and we've used it to work on small areas in the community to make things better. That was a really great project.
Yes, community asset mapping was one of the most important initiatives from the Port Towns Youth Council. It was a summer job, actually, and we were so thankful that the town of Colmore Manor assisted us. We've always been tied up with Colmore Manor, especially because of our meetings. Our monthly meetings are here at the town of Colmore Manor in the town hall, and we just really appreciate the fact that you allow us to come back every single month, and any event that we may have and we may need the town hall, it's always there for us.
After that, I headed to Cottage City to speak with Commissioner Demetrius Givens.
So the Port Towns Youth Council has played a tremendous part in the bringing up the community garden here at Cottage City, and even I have come over every single year, twice a year. We've come to help and just freshen up the community garden.
You know, the inception of the community garden was created by a couple of commissioners. They reached out to Reverend Addison and her group, an organization to assist in helping develop the community garden. You know, their involvement was integral to level the land. Before we started building it, it was like an exorbitant amount, like some company wanted like $5,000 or $6,000. And I was like, no, we can do it on a cheaper, and the other commissioners enlisted the help of the community of the Port Towns youth, and they actually came out and helped volunteer to clear the land, and then from there, they went on to continue that relationship and began to work and to build up what you see now. It is a community garden to be enlisted by the help of the community. And so even though some members may not live, many members may not live, of the Port Towns youth may not live in the town, they're still a part of our community. So I can see greatness in all of you if you continue that path of service, being able to give back to the community. That's a beautiful thing.
Well, we wouldn't be able to do it without the leaders of the community to always have us and call us up for help.
Then I took a trip to the offices of my hometown, Bladensburg, for a visit with Mayor Takesha James.
Mayor James, thank you so much for having me today at the Bladensburg Town Hall.
You have a very special place in my heart, my husband's heart, and in the heartbeat of Bladensburg. One example that immediately comes to mind is with Port Towns Day, and how Reverend Gail gets all of her young people involved, and the parents are there supporting us and helping in a variety of ways, but truly serving a large amount of people in our community. And not doing it just because you have to, but doing it with love and with joy and enthusiasm.
I'm glad that you guys always invite us back to the Port Towns Day to help out, and we really enjoy helping out. It's a fun event.
I have to go back in history just a tiny bit. One of my fondest memories being a part of the community and working with the Port Towns Youth Council is when we did the Walkers Wear White rally and march. That the theme that we were shouting during that particular event, Walkers Wear White, especially at night, it still sticks with me today. I find myself, if I'm out walking at night, thinking about what I have on as I go through the community, because I want to be safe as a pedestrian and be spotted by drivers as I'm trying to walk. And so it really did have a lasting impact.
You know, that reminds me of community asset mapping that we did, and we got a lot of help from the Bladensburg team. We were able to go around the towns of the Port Towns to properly assess the town to see what we were missing and what we had, and we actually found out great things like that Bladensburg is a great town for pedestrians because we have such great accessibility to go places walking.
Having the youth lead that effort, doing the assessment, the data collection, and being involved. It was such a unique project. And then to see the outcome of it, as you all reported out. And it was a good partnership. At the time, my husband, former Mayor James, was in office. That was a huge source of pride. We genuinely appreciate all the good work that you've done to improve our community on a number of fronts through your community service.
And finally, I went for a sit down with Reverend Addison to tell her what I had seen and heard.
Come on in. Thanks. Good to see you. Marlon, I understand you had an awesome time with the mayors and a commissioner of the Port Towns. Tell me a little bit about that. How did that feel?
It was a great conversation with the mayors and the commissioner. I enjoyed it very much, talking about all the things we've worked on together with them and to see how important we are to them and how important they are to us.
When I think about you, Marlon, I often think about the little shy guy that I met when you came to us in the 5th grade. And then when I look at you now, I look at this very focused young man who understands service is powerful.
Yes, thank you for taking me in when I was so shy. You taught me a very valuable lesson that we cannot be leaders without serving the community. And I think that's something that I'm going to take with me all through my whole life.
Being a servant leader is powerful. And that's one of the things that's very, very important about the Youth Council and about the Pathways to Career Success program, that I always want people to understand that we are here on this earth to serve and to steward it. And you, Port Town Youth Council, young people and parents, you epitomize service and stewardship. I'm very proud of you.
I'm so glad that you taught us that, because it is very important to lead as servants, and it is very important that you teach us also the saying, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I think that I'm going to take that with me through my whole life, especially my next steps after high school, and it's going to be very important.